This journey is definitely not a straight line. Some weeks are wins and some are lessons, but every week is progress. Let's see where the scale landed this week and how I'm feeling about it. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Tamara and I'm on a journey to lose 100 pounds with the help of a GLP-1 Zepbound. I did my third injection of the 5 mg Zepbound last Thursday evening, and I have been very pleasantly surprised to find that I don't have many side effects at all. Mostly just feeling cold a lot of the time, which I've had through my 7 months now on Zepbound on and off. So none of the side effects like nausea or diarrhea or sulfur burps at all. So that's been really good, because the first time I attempted to go up to 5 mg, it was after the third injection that I started to get very flu-like symptoms, and so I wasn't sure if it was from the medication or just like a coincidence, but it was definitely a lot of the side effects, like the chills. I remember it was like 95 degrees out. It was late July, and I was sitting out in the sun with a sweatshirt on, just shivering. So I had chills, I had nausea, I could barely eat anything. And so I was really concerned that that was going to happen after the third injection this time with my second attempt going up, and luckily it has not. So hopefully that continues in my next 2 injections. I have 2 vials left, and then I'll probably be staying on 5 mg for at least another month, hopefully longer. So this week was filled with ups and downs. It was another week of heavy lifting with my job. I'm a horticulturist. So we'll just start with the downs. And this was quite literally. We were loading up some heavy plants. We're getting everything ready for the winter. And as we're unloading the very last plant from the cart, the section that I was pulling on just snapped, and I went flying backwards and landed mostly on the ground. Didn't put my arm out to, try to catch myself, which was good because I probably could have broken something. But I did land at the corner of our dumpster, and my arm hit the dumpster, and my neck and head kind of snapped to the side on impact. So that was something that put a bit of a damper in my plans to do more of the kettlebell, or start back with the kettlebell workouts. I was not feeling up to starting the kettlebell workouts yet, and that's not something that I'm super disappointed about, because I feel like I'm doing a lot of lifting at work, and that's something that I can start more in the winter months when I'm less active at work. So let's just say that graceful and coordinated are not words that have ever been used to describe me. Earlier this year, I actually slipped on my basement steps and kind of flexed my knee out the wrong direction, and thought that was healing well, but I'm also lately, just in the last month or so, dealing with pain that's increasing in my knee from that. So I think I'm gonna have to go to the doctor. Despite those setbacks, I was able to get out for a few nice long walks around my neighborhood. I was able to enjoy the beautiful weather we've been having here and the nice fall color before all the leaves fall. So I was able to do 30 to 45 minute walks on 3 different afternoons, and I really enjoyed just soaking up the sunshine and the fall leaves. I was also able to get my average step count for the week up to 5,500 steps per day, which is an improvement for me. And my ultimate goal would be to get that step count up to 8,000 to 10,000 steps per day. So working slowly up to that also. And on the food front, I did really well with my eating again this week. I eat pretty much the same thing for breakfast every day. My Fage 0% Greek yogurt with raspberries and pumpkin seed and flax granola that I get at Costco. And then I make a latte or 2 with my Nespresso machine using 2% milk. So I continued that through the week. And then for lunches, a few days I did swap out. I made ground turkey. And I swapped that for the turkey deli meat that I was using, and I still made my wraps with the high fiber Mission tortillas. Then for dinner this week, I did make a different meal. I made chicken tortilla soup in my slow cooker, and it's a recipe I got a few years ago from a site called Dinner at the Zoo, and I can link that below. But I really enjoy this recipe, but it is a little bit higher in sodium, even though I swap out the chicken broth for a lower sodium chicken broth. And I add my Fage Greek yogurt as a sour cream substitute, shredded cheese, black olives, avocado, and you can add tortilla chips on top, but I usually skip that ingredient. I really enjoy this recipe, but it's still a bit higher in sodium. And so I would love it if you guys have any lower sodium, high protein, high fiber recipes that you enjoy. If you could let me know in the comments below, that would be great, because I am looking for some new recipes. I've always struggled with dinner options, and I could really use some new options for that meal. So I enjoyed my last serving of the chicken tortilla soup on, I believe it was Thursday evening, and I'm pretty sure that the sodium was still working its way out of my system and I was still retaining water. So I did my weekly weigh-in yesterday, Saturday morning, and just as a reminder, last week my weight was 223.3, and yesterday morning I weighed in at 224.8. So I was up 1.5 pounds from the previous Saturday. And so I was pretty sure that was due to water retention, and I weighed myself again this morning, and sure enough, I was down 2 pounds. So overall, that would put me down 0.5 pound for the week. But I've logged Saturday's weigh-in as my official weigh-in for the week, and just noting that, as expected, the sodium caused me to retain water, and that was the reason for the gain. Overall, if you count today's weigh-in, I am down 36.4 pounds overall. So I'm over 1/3 of the way to my goal of losing 100 pounds, which is pretty exciting. The lesson I got from this week was that it's easy to get discouraged when the number on the scale is not what you're looking for or not what you're expecting. But it's important to understand why you're seeing that number, to understand what affects our weight fluctuations, and understand about sodium and how that causes you to retain water. And also muscle soreness, that can cause your body to retain water. And I think I had both of those going on. So trying not to get down on myself about that, and it's easier said than done, but I understood that what was happening, but it's still hard to not get, kind of let it affect your mood. So I was dealing with that a bit this weekend also. Beyond my weigh-in this week, I had what I would, I guess, consider a non-scale victory. I had a coworker, she said, "It looks like you're losing weight. What are you doing?" And at first I gave my standard answer that I've been giving up to this point, which is true. I've been focusing on higher protein, high fiber, drinking lots of water. But beyond that, this was a big step for me. I told her, actually, my doctor recommended Zepbound and said it's been helping a lot of people. And I've been hesitant to talk to people about this and to admit that I'm taking a weight loss medication. And I think there's just this feeling that people are going to judge you or take away from the work that you're doing and say, oh, you're taking the easy way out. But I just think that that's not true. And if people think that, they're welcome to have their thoughts, and it doesn't make them true. And I am doing the work. I'm watching what I eat. I'm getting more activity. And luckily this coworker was actually really interested in what I was doing and is looking to lose weight herself, and was asking for my doctor's name and just thanking me for the information. So I feel like that conversation went really well, and it's helping me to realize that so many people can benefit from this medication, and that I need to be more open, not just on here on YouTube, but in real life. And so I'm slowly working at that, and I've actually discovered that a couple other coworkers are taking a GLP-1 also, and I'm really benefiting from it. So that was a non-scale victory, I would say, this week. And so to wrap up my weekly weigh-in, I just wanted to thank all of you again for joining me in this journey. It really helps to have others, not just in real life, but here online, who are going through the same thing and can relate to some of the struggles and challenges and the roller coaster that comes along with a weight loss journey. And it's definitely helped me already, having this community to report my progress to, and to keep my goals in mind, and to be mindful about the small progress I'm making each week. With that said, let's keep moving forward together, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, friends.